Hi, I am Andy. I am a homeschooling mom, second generation homeschooler, mom to 5, and you can find me on Instagram at appleandigould, and my blog is called A Nest Full of Squishers. You can find the link in my profile. I'm so glad you guys are here today. I have been homeschooling since my youngest was in preschool. And before that, long before that, I've been organizing for a long time. It's just kind of second nature for me to organize and to think of things and putting them together like a puzzle and finding the best way to keep everything sorted in our house. When I was younger, I would go over to friends' houses and help them clean their room because to me it was fun. So today I'm going to talk about our family closet and just give you a couple tips if it's something that you're thinking about doing, just how to start it and maybe how to implement it in your own home. So I'll just give you a backstory of us. We have 5 children. When we had 2 and I was pregnant with our 3rd, we lived in a small cookie cutter post-World War II ranch house. So everything is tiny, and the closets were about, oh, that's so fun that you're also second generation homeschooler. So our closets were about 3 feet by 3 feet, and we had the 3-bedroom house, so we had 3 tiny closets, and we had a coat closet at the front of the house also. And so, oh, that's so fun. I didn't know that, Debbie. Okay, so we had 4 of us at the time. Our son was coming on the way, and I knew things are not working out the way it is right now, and I'm going to have to put in a whole new wardrobe in the midst of the clothes that we did have. So I started thinking about things. I started praying about it. The Duggars family closet kind of inspired me, and I started looking around, finding anything I could online, which at the time, 7 years ago, there was 2 blogs that I could find that had any information about family closets. So I read every post that those 2 moms had, and I just kind of ran with it and figured out what will work best for our family. We got rid of all of our dressers, and we bought the system that's behind me, and I'll show you that in a minute. But at the time, I didn't know what to do, so I just prayed about it. I went through our house trying to figure out where would be the best place. We had a full-size basement in that house, so I was most likely going to put all of the clothing down there, and our laundry room was where we ended up putting everything. So I went to Ikea, because in Michigan we had an Ikea pretty close to us. Here in Tennessee we have to drive 4 hours, so here I miss Ikea. But this is the system that we bought, and yeah, Ikea is just, it's super great. I love their organizing, everything that you can get. So this system does not exist anymore. Oh, that's so fun that you're going to get one in the summer. We're praying. We're like, Nashville needs one. Bring it here. So this system does not exist anymore, but there's something that's a little bit similar. There's other closet lines that you can find in other stores that have similar things. So what I did was I went through all of our clothes, and I decided, how many drawers do we all need? Because when you have a dresser actually takes up more space than it gives you organizing space. If you have an old school dresser that, you've got the wooden, the teeth that are together in the corners and everything. If you've got an old school dresser, you're getting a lot more organizing space, storage space, but the newer dressers, the drawers are smaller and the dresser is wider. Yeah, and they just don't stay in there. They're constantly exploding. So I went through and I figured out, okay, this is kind of what I think we're gonna need. But then I also went through our clothes and I started getting rid of stuff. And that's the biggest impact that you can have is to go through it and get rid of what you're not using. And when I say not using, I mean literally take everything out of your drawers, everything out of your closet, and physically hold every piece. When was the last time I wore this? Does it fit me? If it fits me again, am I really going to wear it? And you have to be brutally honest with yourself. If it's a sweater and you're hanging on to it because so-and-so gave it to you, it's time to let it go. It's okay to let those go and to not hold on to them, because you're holding on to that guilt of, well, so-and-so gave it to me and, you know, they'd be really hurt if I got rid of it, but they gave you that gift, and you took it and you thanked them, and that exchange of love is done and over with. And getting rid of that sweater is not going to throw their love away. You still have love between each other, and you'll be okay. So you don't have to go extreme minimalist and only have 3 pieces of clothing, but get rid of the stuff that you don't need. Let it go. Put it in the bag, take it to donation, and embrace that freedom of having less stuff, cluttering your mind, cluttering your home. So I went through the house, I prayed, I planned, I figured out exactly, I'll talk about that in a second. I figured out exactly how much stuff we have, and I kind of guessed what we would need, knowing I had a 3rd one coming, knowing we wanted to have some more. I missed that last question. If you want to put that in again, I'm sorry. We knew we wanted to have more children. So at the time we were thinking 4 to 6 kids. So we bought a couple extra drawer systems to grow with us. And at this point, as my kids are getting older, it's kind of getting tight, but I have a couple drawers that are going to be emptied soon. So things kind of come and go. So my kids have about maybe 10 to 14 outfits each. So what I would do, the other thing that I would do is go through, especially for kids' clothes, it's a lot easier than adult clothes, and make outfits. And they can mix and match. You know, you can have 1 pair of jeans and have 2 shirts that are kind of going to make 2 different outfits. We don't do a capsule wardrobe. If you've heard about that, typically you have 30 to 40 articles of clothing and you mix and match them. I would say personally, I probably have maybe 60 items of clothing, maybe a little bit more, but I think probably around 60 is where I'm at. So my kids have, oh, well, then you're doing okay. And I'm talking about all year, because I'm talking like I have tank tops, long sleeve shirts, sweaters, everything. Like if you put my entire wardrobe, I probably have about 60-ish items. So that's pants, skirts, shorts, t-shirts, tank tops. So, okay. So go through and make those outfits for your kids. So, and then go ahead and sort them either by outfits, or the way that we do it is we have t-shirts in one and pants in another, and then we've got socks and pajamas and things like that in another drawer. So my kids each have 3 drawers, and my husband and I each have 4. So we also have, these are our diapers, but my youngest is out of diapers. Hooray! She's actually been out of diapers for like 5 months, and I just need to box those up and ship them out. So that's going to open up, yeah, so get rid of it. Like, get the drab stuff that you don't like, that doesn't make you happy, get it out, and start thinking about, okay, I would like to have a fun skirt that I could wear once a week. And, you know, start to really be intentional about the things that you are going to bring in. This necklace, I think I got it at Kohl's a couple months ago. We have, lost my train of thought. That's okay. So yeah, just go through and figure out what you have, what you might want to buy and add to your wardrobe. And then, okay, so I went through, I figured out, so this is the bulk of our storage. This over here, this is the clothing rack. Yeah, just be intentional about what you bring into the house, and really think, just because it's on sale, just because it's cute, does not mean that it's going to go well with what you have at home. So think about, do I have enough shirts that I could wear with this skirt more than once, or is there only going to be one occasion that I can wear this to? And sometimes you do need those one occasion things. Try and find them really inexpensive, and don't hang on to it, because once you've had that one occasion, let it go. It had its purpose, and now you can let it go. So this, there's 3 hanging racks, and then there's shelves over there. In our old house, we had this weird under the steps pantry thing, and that's where all of our shoes were. So when we moved here, our shoes were a little bit of a conundrum, but we figured it out. So my husband's clothes are over there. Mine are over here. Yeah. I mean, shoes just kind of go everywhere. We also had a shoe bin that we built, but it was a built-in, so we had to leave it. And then my kids' coats and sweatshirts are down here. But the thing with our shoes, I have the most shoes, and it's because I have a lot of boots. I really like wearing boots, so I have like 5 pairs of boots, I think, and then I've got 3 other pairs of shoes. So I have the most shoes. I'm the winner for that. But my kids my girls have 2 to 4 pairs of shoes, including sandals. Usually they have a pair of sandals, a pair of boots, and then play shoes and maybe a nicer pair of shoes. Sometimes they just have boots and sandals and 1 other pair of shoes, usually something that they can run in. And my boys have a pair of sandals and a pair of shoes, and that's it. We don't dress up for church, so I don't need the dress shoes for them. And then they all have rain boots. We all have our rain boots. And so that's the bulk of our shoes. And then, so what I wanted to talk to you about are tips. Boys' shoes are so easy, but my husband has, he's got different dress shoes for work, and then he's got different tennis shoes. So as they get older, I know that the boys will have probably a couple more pairs, not just the 2, but for now, it's simple. They have 2 pairs of shoes, and it works out great. So yes, if you can minimize, especially if you've got a lot of kids, if you can minimize the shoes, you'll be saving on space, and you typically won't be losing shoes because there's only 1 pair. Honestly, where's the other shoe? So I know it still happens, but for the most part, when it's really nice because it's right by our back door, so they walk in and they put their shoes right there, and there's nowhere else for them to go. So the way we sort our clothes, yes, if you've got a go-to plan with the shoes, with the clothes, with everything, it really helps in everybody knows where things are going. Where's the 1 shoe? So my girls have their dresses and shirts in 1 drawer, and then skirts and pants are in the other. And then, which my girls mostly wear skirts. There's not a whole lot of pants. They have some leggings, but those are in 1. And then their pajamas and socks and undergarments are in the other one. So the way that we wash laundry, this is my biggest tip that I can tell you. Stop washing by colors, because honestly, most of your dark clothes that are possibly bleeding, they don't bleed anymore. And the ones that do bleed, you know which ones that are going to bleed. We use the color catchers, the color catcher pieces of fabric that you can get. So if I know I've got something that might bleed, I will throw one of those in there, and it takes care of it. So we wash all of our pants together. We wash all of our shirts together, and then we wash everything else in a different load. So it's so much easier. My kids know. So these white drawers over here, these are our dirty clothes. So we have pajamas. He's actually really good. I know some husbands get really super attached. I have one friend that her husband collects t-shirts from everything that he's ever done. You're in a marathon, you get a t-shirt, and he won't get rid of any of them. My husband's really great about getting rid of those things. Sometimes, if you've got that boundary, when your drawer is overflowing and you can't open it up, you can't even get the t-shirt out, they'll start to see the light and say, you know what, I don't need all of these t-shirts. But I would just encourage you to pray. Just pray that that your whole family will get on board. If this is something that you're really feeling passionate about, or keep 1 dresser and it's his and he can do whatever he wants. So my kids know shirts go in the middle drawer, and when we're changing into pajamas, that's where your shirts go. And I never have to worry about sorting things because they know which drawer it goes into. And then we do have one drawer here that's for treating. So if something's got a stain on it before they get in their pajamas, I usually will try and tell them, make sure that shirt goes in the treat drawer so I can get the ketchup off of it. So yeah, so we used to have the laundry sorter, the fabric bag. The ones that we used to have were really big, but the ones I've seen lately, they're super teeny tiny. Yeah, so we wash all shirts in one load. It doesn't matter what the color is. We stopped sorting by colors a long time ago. Yes, get rid of anything that has a hole. Nothing should have a hole. If you like jeans, okay, fine. You've got like the ripped up jeans. But if you can see your underwear, if you can see your armpits, throw it away. You should not be wearing it anymore. So the laundry, we wash just shirts, we wash just pants. The great thing about that is when they come out of the washer or out of the dryer, you're folding shirts, and it's more like an assembly line. So you're only folding shirts. You're not having to fold a pair of socks and then fold a pair of pants and then fold a shirt. And so it helps with the folding process too. And the other thing that we do that has really helped is when things come out of the dryer, we have a couple baskets. My boys have one. My girls have one. I know. When I started sorting laundry by type instead of color, it was such a relief. My laundry, I felt like my laundry was cut in half. And in a way it was, because you're only washing shirts, so you're in one mindset the whole cycle. From dirty to clean to put away, everything is just shirts, and that's all you're thinking about. So when the clothes come out of the dryer, we have one basket for the boys, one basket for the girls, and one for my husband and I. And that's the way that I just throw clothes in the basket, and then the basket will sit here until they put them away. Typically, I try and have them put laundry away the same day that I do it, but that's their responsibility. So if I pulled these drawers out for you, some of them would be atrocious, but I don't care because I'm not pulling their clothes out to get them dressed. I'm not putting the clothes away. So if you want your 10 to 12 pairs of jeans shoved in the drawer and you can really only pull out 2, that's okay. I do teach them, how to basically lay the pants on the ground, fold one leg over, and then fold that in half. And that's the basic folding of pants that we do. My oldest is 10. I have 10, 8, 6, 4, and 3. My boys are 6 and 4, almost 5. So everyone does their own laundry. My 3-year-old a few weeks ago was asking to start doing her laundry. She was getting mad that she didn't have any laundry to put away, which I thought was hysterical. Typically 2 to 3 is when I would start having the kids. With my first one, that's when I started having her help me with laundry. She would match all of my husband's socks. She would fold washcloths. We have a lot of wash rags, so she would fold those. Yeah, so we don't have a basement now, and this room that I'm in right now was a garage at one point that they turned into an extra room. So we don't have a basement anymore. So if you've got somewhere near your laundry room, I would highly recommend finding near your laundry room, because then you're not having to take the laundry everywhere. And that was the other thing I was going to say. When I started doing this, I was pregnant with my 3rd kid, and I was carrying laundry up and down the stairs and going to 3 different rooms to put laundry away, and it had to stop. So this cuts out on where you're taking laundry to, but if you've got a big walk-in closet that you could put everyone's clothes in, that would be, I've talked to a few people who have done that. If you've just got an area near, either a big storage closet, they're in this room right back here. There's like a little laundry room back there. So it's just right around the corner that I do the wash. Yeah, you could do, even just taking the idea of washing all of the shirts together. They know that when they go to put their shirts away, they're only putting things away in one drawer. So, if you're just leaving a basket for your kids to come and take their laundry in the laundry room, you can do that. And that will cut time from you, and it will give them responsibility that they now are taking ownership of their clothes. And I will say, all of my kids, with the exception of my 4-year-old, they care about what their drawers look like. They have started to really take ownership. He will sometimes, though, he'll come in and empty his whole drawer and fold everything again. And it's folded as a 4-year-old would fold it. It doesn't look like it would if I did it, but he's taking ownership and he's taking responsibility of, this is my drawer. When I pull it out, I want it to look nice. I'm hoping, I'm praying that doing this now when they are little, by the time they are a teenager, that they will start to see the light and they will still continue to do this. But I will say, even for your teenagers, because I know when I was a teenager, I had so many clothes. It was insane how much I had. And it gets overwhelming. And as an adult, it's the same way. When you open up your closet or you open up your dresser drawer and you're staring at so much and you don't even know where to begin, it's really hard to say, what should I wear today? Where can I even put this clean shirt away at? Because things are so overpacked. So even for the teenagers, yeah, it's overwhelming. And so for the teenagers, talk to them. And they may just not have thought through that process of, if I got rid of some of this stuff, I wouldn't care about doing laundry because there wouldn't be as much. So I would just really recommend the washing like things together, because that, yeah, yes. When my oldest was born, I had a friend gave me all of her daughter's clothes. Her daughter was the youngest of like 8 cousins. And so I got all like 8 girls' clothing wardrobes. She brought boxes and boxes and boxes over to me, and I had all of that to begin with. So when my son came, we needed all new clothes, but I had all of these clothes left over from my first daughter. So I started going through and I just started getting rid of it, because I had already had 2 girls that didn't wear most of it. So and now the clothes that you see here is probably 90% of what's in the house. We have a couple bins of, random things that I found or been passed down that the kids will grow into. I have 1 bin for my older 2 girls, 1 for my boys, and my 3-year-old, she has 2 bins because I did save some stuff from our older kids. So, but honestly, when you're passing clothes down from kid to kid, if you're honest with yourself, you know that you're probably going to want to go buy them some new things the next one, or somebody else is going to, so you don't need to keep the whole wardrobe. So yeah, just start purging, start getting rid of stuff. And really, it's really tiring to actually go through every article of clothing, but it's so freeing when you're done, because you see that mound, and it's such a relief mentally, physically, emotionally, that you can just get that gone. So I would just really recommend doing like things together, shirts, pants. And so our pajama load is a little bit different because you've got underwear and pajamas and socks in there, but it's still the little bit that's extra that's not in the assembly line mode. It's just that minimal bit that it doesn't throw you off too much when you're putting that load of laundry away. So and just really start praying about it, and talk to your family and just see who's on board and who wants to get involved and help out. And last year, we started, we started keeping track of how many things we were getting rid of because we were moving, and we were doing it based on color and trying to see who in the family could get rid of the most stuff. So maybe make it a contest, like who can fill the most bags of stuff that we don't use anymore, and see who can get rid of the most and still have a full wardrobe and not need to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. So you can find me on Instagram at appleandy, and my blog is a nest full of squishers. You can find the link in my profile. I I think it was two years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago, I started doing a series about family closets. So I'm going to link this with those. I never finished it. So this is kind of my wrap up of that from 2 years ago. So I'm so glad this was helpful. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You can message me on my blog or on Instagram, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And yeah, so next week I'm going to talk a little bit about our kitchen and how we organize our kitchen. I have, that was our other thing when we started doing our family closet, because our pantry was in the basement and I needed food upstairs because I was pregnant with my third and I needed to stop going up and down the stairs. So I'm going to talk about how you can find a different way to store food close to the kitchen if you have a smaller kitchen, so a smaller house like we did. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.